Prateek Kuhad, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Prateek, you recently dropped your new Hindi album titled Shehron Ke Raaz. It's a four-track album which has your signature style. Please tell us more about the album.
I've been writing songs for it for the past few years, and that's how I usually put together an album or an EP. I write a bunch, and then I pick songs that work together, that have a vibe and a energy that makes it feel like they're meant to be together. And then yeah, we recorded it in December, I think, I would say, of last year, maybe. I think yeah, November or December last year is when we recorded it. And then there were some delays with the release and all, and we finally ended up putting it out last month. And today, just actually like half an hour ago, the first video from the EP just dropped for the title track Shehron Ke Raaz. So go and check that out. And yeah.
You have addressed love in a very gentle, in a personal manner. I was really hooked to the title track Shehron Ke Raaz. I'm very curious to know which share is this, whose Raaz you want to reveal.
It's that's exactly, it's just non-specific. That's exactly why it's called that, because it is a secret. So there's no particular secret. There's no particular city. It's just anywhere really in the world. I think there are many hidden love stories, and it's just a feeling of that. It's not even that literal. It's just a feeling of that, and the vibe of the EP, I think, is like that. The way things are being produced and sung, and the just sonically how the album is, lyrically how the EP, I mean, lyrically how the EP is. It's all it evokes that feeling. It's not literally Shehron Ke Raaz necessarily. I mean, it could be, but it just evokes that feeling of something like mysterious, and how love and the stories between people evolve, and how that can be quite a mystery and quite like just really hidden sometimes.
I was just looking at your work and your journey. You're a success story, Prateek. You're a boy from Jaipur who went to New York to do his graduation and then ends up signing a deal with the music publishing company from LA. And then you have this uh, sold out concerts. Please give me an honest answer. How easy or difficult for an independent artist, really an outsider, to get a break and reach where you are right now?
I guess it depends what easy or hard means. I mean, it takes time, I guess, but I think anything takes time. Even if you're not independent, things take time sometimes. And in a lot of ways, it's easier because you're completely in control of everything if you're completely independent. But at the same time, it requires a lot of motivation on your own, because nobody's actually like you cannot do anything for 2 years, 3 years straight, and nobody will be accountable but yourself, right? So I think it just takes a lot of like rigid self-discipline and motivation more than anything else, because there are periods when uh, things are not ideal, and things are not like going up really. So and you get really disheartened by that sometimes, and you have to just kind of push through it. That's probably the toughest part.
You're recently signed by American label Elektra, which is home to a lot of legendary artists like Metallica, the Eagles, and Bob Dylan. You're the first ever artist outside India the record has signed. How do you think that this will empower indie music scene, especially for the singers who like to sing in English in here in India?
um I don't know. I signed a label deal because it was a good deal, and it was a fair deal, and uh you know both both me and the label I'm working with have uh things to benefit from each other. It's a good partnership. So I don't think like this goal of trying to sign with the label is, I think it's a bit too glorified. And uh it doesn't mean anything if it's not working for you as an artist, or uh vice versa. Just the fact that like I'll be able to do a lot more now, because I have a really great team down at Electra working with me. And I have all kinds of like marketing and financial support to really push my music way harder than I've ever pushed it before. It's just going to increase the visibility of me as an Indian artist representing music, and that hopefully will just like uh, open people up to, you know, just the reality of the fact that there's this kind of music coming from India. Because when we think of music coming from India, outside of India, nobody really thinks of like English music or anything other than like, you know, either Bollywood or really like uh, really Indianized classical music. And it's a stereotype, right? Like if you're anywhere overseas, like it's a stereotype that if you're Indian, you're going to be making a certain kind of music, which is far from the reality. Because, you know, we have all kinds of musicians in India, especially within the independent music scene. Like there's all kinds of like, you know, DJs and producers and rappers and like indie rock bands and indie pop artists and singer songwriters. So like there's just this whole massive bunch of really talented musicians who never get heard because people have just stereotyped Indian music in a certain way. So hopefully, like, if I'm able to take this and push this out and make this a big deal, it's going to break that stereotype at some level.
Great, great. Last year, former US President Barack Obama revealed the list of his favorite tracks, and your song, Cold Miss, was one of the song on his playlist. I'm sure this must be a big moment for you and your family, and especially for your music. But did it had any other impact apart from making you more popular?
No, I don't even think it made me that much more popular, to be honest. Like, I think it was a cool thing. It made a lot of headlines in India. It didn't really do anything here in that sense. I think what made me popular is uh, like actually like Kasoor, which we put out last year, and it's like 6 months after the, you know, the Obama playlist came out. That really blew up. That pretty much doubled my popularity. I feel like that did a lot more for my popularity, the video and the song. And the Obama list was really cool. I was really flattered by it. And but it didn't really affect, you know, the number of people listening to my music more. It just kind of created hype, and hype doesn't necessarily translate into popularity every time. Sometimes it does. In this case, I don't think it did actually.
Okay. Now let's talk about your Bollywood song. Your breakout Hindi film song was Kho Gaye Hum Kahan from the film Bar Bar Deco. Although the film did not perform so well at the box office, but music did its magic. How you backed that movie, and did the success of that music help you in any way?
Actually, I don't think so, because again, strangely enough, like if you look at streaming numbers and stuff, that song almost became more popular over the past like since 2019 when I started performing it live. When I started performing it live, we put up this video where in Bombay, I had like everybody like put up their phones and turn on the lights, like a really, you know, classic concert trick. It's not anything new that I'm doing, but everybody did it. It looked really beautiful, and that video went really pretty viral. And you know, it's become this like image of a quintessential Prateek Kuhad concert, and that really popularized the song a lot, I feel like. And even before that, the soundtrack did really well. It definitely like was a song that did really well, but it didn't really translate to much in terms of, you know, directly helping my career beyond a point. Like I was still like touring the same kind of, you know, capacity venues, and just overall like metrics in terms of my career was like pretty much the same even after the song came out. uh Things actually grew a lot more when like Cold Mess came out, you know, like my touring career, which is like a massive part of, you know, uh my artist career, is it actually started with like Cold Mess. And like from 2018 is when it really grew. I think it's a bit like there's this idea out there that you put out one song in Bollywood and it just blows up and everything like changes, and it's not necessarily true. I think in fact you see a lot of songs there because there's also so much music out there now, apart from Bollywood. But even within Bollywood, there's just so many songs that come out on a yearly basis. Like there's usually only a few really massive breakout hits, and if you're one of the people making one of those really massive breakout hits, then it does make a big difference, you know, to your live career maybe, if you're performing. And if you see like a lot of the playback singers who are doing really well, they have like a massive catalog of songs, right? Like they've literally sung 500 songs. Like Arijit Singh, I think I sung like 500 songs. Go through his like Wikipedia list. So uh, it's you need that kind of a catalog. Really, you need numbers to be able to start translating into, because that's when you start getting really known for like 50 different hits. But one song, which it doesn't like do a lot for anybody, I think.
But didn't that song got you other work like the music in Karwa or in
No,
recently?
actually, even Akash discovered me because of like Raat Razi. Like his favorite record of mine is Raat Razi actually, and he Karma happened much later. So I don't think like, and in fact, and that's another thing. Like even after that song came out, I didn't get too many, or at least I don't remember getting too many like
Offer.
Bollywood offers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is Bollywood not the ultimate destination for you, or you have a bigger goal?
Oh no, not at all. Bollywood's never been like even a destination really. But in that being said, I mean, like I'm open to all. I don't like I don't like honestly like tagging and demarcating these things, and we do this a lot in India, I feel like. But actually, it's just I just take on projects that I like, and sometimes they come from Bollywood, sometimes they come from like indie filmmakers, and they're just like projects that excite me creatively. And then if like logistically things work out and I have time to do it, and if things are really working out on like the financial aspects and all of that, I'll go and do it like really excited. I don't really care when it's coming from. So I think it's just a tag that we've put on like Bollywood and not Bollywood and stuff. But ultimately for me as a musician, it's like it's a project that I'm doing. It's work, right? So if I'm excited by it and feel like doing it, I'll do it.
I was looking at your filmography. The songs you composed for the films you worked on, uh, each song were not just composed or sung by you, but also written by you. Is this how
Yeah.
you like to work? Is this like you want a full creative control on the work you do?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I don't like think about it as creative control. Control makes it sound like, I'm trying to control things, but it's just uh I don't like singing songs that I don't feel, completely on board with, and especially lyrically. Like that's like I guess just like a quirky thing about me. If I don't feel on board with the lyrics that I'm singing, I can't sing them. So I've done like I'd be totally down to, and actually I am kind of working on a project where I'm only doing lyrics, and I'm not even gonna be like singing it or writing the music. So but if somebody asks me to sing a song that I'm not that I haven't written, and if I don't like the lyrics, like I'm not gonna be able to, I don't want to be a part of it. Basically, I don't like singing songs that I don't feel creatively really good about. And that's why it's just never happened. I did like one song which I didn't write. Like that's literally the only song that's out there, which I kind of did playback singing on. And that's the other thing, I don't really enjoy uh just singing as well. Like for me, I started doing this because I love writing songs and I love producing songs in the studio and making the whole process. That's what really excites me. Singing is actually like, the last thing on my priority. Like I just sing because I kind of have to sing to perform them live and to sing the song in the studio. And I can do it and I'm pretty good at it. Over the years I've gotten better because I've gotten practice, but I always like focused on the songwriting aspect.
Is there or are there any music composers or artists you idolize?
Yeah, I mean, so many. I grew up on so much of uh, Indian like Bollywood music, like all the music we grew up listening to, especially in India, that was on the radio and on TV. I mean, it was all like film soundtracks, right? So all of A.R. Rahman's work, honestly, is just exceptionally good. I mean, he's a master. I was also a really big Lucky Ali fan. As a kid, I heard a lot of Harry Belafonte and Cliff Richards, which was just stuff my parents used to listen to. And then by high school, I started exploring other things and, rock music and classic rock and, uh, you know, Led Zeppelin and Eric Clapton and all of that. And then like more contemporary songwriters like John Mayers, Jack Johnson. So, I mean, it's all over the place. I've honestly been influenced by all kinds of stuff.
Awesome. Pratik, thank you so much for your time and all the
Thank
best.
you.